I need to tell Archie something.
Okay.
The social media office put some tweets up.
So,
they've spelt Liechtenstein wrong.
no. Can I come and watch?
Yeah. Archie,
Yeah?
the social media office put some tweets up.
And I should care because?
They spelt Liechtenstein wrong.
Oliver! How's tricks? Don't call me that. No one's called me that since university. You were terrible at spelling then, and you're still terrible now. It's one thing to spell a word wrong that you're using for effect and don't really understand the meaning of. Shut up. Yes, you did. It's quite another to spell the name of a country wrong, which with 26 others we need to maintain friendly diplomatic relations whilst negotiating the most complicated diplomatic deal since Versailles. But to put the ever-welcome concrete cherry on top of your little cockslip, you didn't do it in a report circulated to those of us who know just how unqualified you are to use words of more than 4 letters. You did it whilst tweeting the entire fucking world as the official face of the government of the United Kingdom.
It's the little things in life.
Only you could trip over your own feet in less than 140 characters. Idiot.
The thing is, they also posted some graphs.
No.
Gavin Bailey is arriving for his first day as an intern at DexU. A political blogger, he is a graduate of Warwick University and is keen to study the inner workings of government.
Are you one of these arseholes?
Sorry?
Are you one of these arseholes? The DXU of destruction?
I'm an intern, so I guess I am.
Down with Brexit! Down with Brexit!
Don't you dare. Gavin, come on then.
Though he doesn't know it yet, Gavin has arrived at a particularly difficult time for DexU. The recent general election has caused a shake-up of the department, with ministers departing and others coming in. Through these changes, Clive and his team must try to ensure continuity, despite shifting personnel and priorities.
Where's the new Deputy Minister?
They finally appointed one. I thought that's what today was about.
Yes, they've appointed one. I thought you were supposed to have your finger on the pulse of Westminster. Too busy making eyes with the new special advisor again, were we?
Yes, that's it, Archie, while you were watching University Challenge with your mother. So who is it?
Oh, you know, public school, vacant look on his face.
It's not really helping me here.
Posh, wears god-awful ties, looks like a WI strippogram.
This is like a game of Guess Who, but without the pictures.
You know, the one who likes the Belgian ladies.
Still not narrowing it down for me.
Hotel, Bayswater.
OK, that takes it down to about 4.
A Daily Mail campaign.
Oh God, him. Oh, why didn't you say? Horace?
Harry...
Do you mean Hugo?
Hugo Rinton-Cleves is the new Deputy Brexit Minister for Relationship Strategy. He succeeded his father as MP for North Woad in 2010, and since then has served competently on the backbenches. This is his first ministerial appointment.
So, I'm here to bring in new broom, really. We all want strong and stable leadership, obviously, and we are listening. We got the message from the general election, let's be clear. We know there needs to be a change of dictation. Direction. Sorry, I was just thrown. Didn't expect the interviewer to be a woman. Sorry. No, I mean, I was right up there until, well, sorry.
Clive's priority is to find out the new minister's objectives and work out how to present them to the public and Parliament.
If we can understand what your priorities are, that would be very helpful.
Right. Obviously, we need to reaffirm that we're coming out of the single market. I think we should be clear about that right out of the gate.
There will be a lot of resistance in Westminster to that.
Right.
Okay, well, let's not delve too deeply into the deeper strategy for now. So long as we have a general direction of travel, we can work around that.
We do need some clarification on fishing rights.
Oh, we don't care who fishes where. It's the most boring pastime ever created by man. So, who do I have to screw to get a cup of tea around here?
2 teas?
Are you going to answer that?
Am I supposed to?
It is rather expected.
But what do I say?
The name, the department you work in. How can I help?
Hello, you're through to Gavin.
Department for Exiting the EU.
Department for Exiting the EU.
Negotiations team.
Negotiations team.
How can I help?
How can I... Yeah. Okay. Okay, no problem. Wrong number.
We may need to work on that.
As well as training new staff, Clive has also had to adapt to a minister who has not yet fully grasped the inner workings of his department.
I have here a report from the respected think tank Policy View, which suggests that, in light of Brexit, the Republic of Ireland should leave the EU too.
Respected by who exactly?
And what precisely would you like us to do with that pearl of wisdom, Minister?
Well, go talk to them. Make them aware of this. As one friend to another.
The Irish. You'd like us to tell the Republic of Ireland to leave the EU too? That's an interesting concept.
You cannot be serious.
Well, I think this is a great opportunity.
What would we even call that? Irish it?
Let me look into it, Minister, see if we can't set up a meeting.
Oh, don't you want the report?
Of course.
There you are. You're looking surprisingly comfortable for someone who should really, in reality, be shitting themselves. How dare you make decisions that have ramifications for people outside of your little Westminster-centric bubble? Because let me break it to you, in case you've forgotten, there are other fucking constituencies outside of Westminster, all right? And the single market is obviously something that you're struggling to get your head around. So I'm just here to give you an opportunity, really, to rethink your position on it. You know, you've got time just to change your thinking.
Meeting,
okay?
Wrong
yeah,
meeting.
good.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm aware it's an odd request.
Odd?
Okay, more than odd. Pretty ridiculous, actually.
Her Majesty's esteemed Deputy Brexit Minister has asked you to ask me to convey to the Irish government whether we'd mind awfully leaving the EU, so you lot won't be all on your lonesome.
When you put it like that...
On his first day, no less.
Believe me, I'm not blind to the arrogance, or indeed outright stupidity of this.
I would hope.
Mr. Assistant Ambassador, I understand the indelicacy of the suggestion, but let's not make this meeting any more painful or drawn out than it has to be. Can we agree that the answer you will give to the Minister's suggestion will be entirely negative?
Of course it will be. I've never heard such stupid.
I'm sure you will understand that's all the British government really needs to hear from this meeting.
Huh. Okay. No, then. And if you could get your lot to sort out the border issue, please. The Taoiseach is fuming.
I thought he said he wasn't going to get angry.
He said he wasn't going to get publicly angry. There's a difference.
As well as implementing his minister's policies, it is also Clive's duty to put himself between the minister and hostile politicians.
Yep, I'll let him know. Hugo wants you to smooth things over with the Scottish Conservatives' new Brexit spokesperson.
Don't know who that is.
Excuse me?
I have to remember the top tiers of government for 27 EU member states. Home nations aren't really countries anyway.
There are more people in Scotland than there are in Liechtenstein, Clive. You don't know who it is?
I didn't know they'd appointed one. Go on, who? I'm sure you've filed it away in that encyclopedic memory of yours.
Well, no, actually.
She's new, actually. I wasn't sure either. Rebecca Wallace.
She's the shouty woman from this morning.
You want to see me, Minister?
Clive, you've got to deal with her. She's just so tall and scary and Scottish.
What issue do I need to speak to her about?
I don't know. I don't speak Scottish. I mean, she's nothing like the people on our Grousemoor. They're always very polite.
They work for you. Minister, have you ever actually met a member of the public?
God. No.
Right. We might need to do something about that.
Sorry about earlier. I thought you were the minister. I really do apologise. In fact, come here. Let me give you a hug.
No, that's really not necessary.
Come on, hug.
No, it's very kind.
Hug.
Good. So you were going to give him both barrels, I assume, rather than me?
Well, I was, uppity wee prick. Sorry, he's not a friend of yours, is he?
Oh, no, only met him this morning. So what was it you wished to convey with such urgency?
We want to stay in the single market. So you're the mastermind behind Hugo's first press statement?
Just coming along, just smoothing down the wrinkles.
I take it Hugo hasn't adjusted to the new situation?
New situation. He's sticking to official Brexit policy as laid out by the government.
Out of the single market, no divorce bill?
Well, I've told him there will be resistance.
From us, if no one else. We're in a new position. We've gone from 1 to 13 MPs, so without us, even with the DUP, the PM doesn't have a majority.
I'm not going to vote down the government.
No one's saying that. But I've talked to a lot of backbenchers and we're pushing the PM to drop leaving the single market. I don't want Hugo to embarrass himself. If he comes out publicly in favour of leaving and then the government changes its policy, well, you know, you have to talk him down.
Right. Leave it with me. I'll convey that to the Minister. Janet.
Clive, how's it going squaring the circle?
Getting there. Look, I wanted to take your temperature on something.
Of course.
We're getting a lot of pressure to drop the pledge to leave the single market.
Good. Terrible idea.
Sorry, I was trying to get through to Janet Lee Mallory, Leave campaigner.
Clive, I'm in favour of leaving the EU, not of shooting ourselves in the foot. Seems like some of the cabinet are on the turn.
Hugo's got a press conference later. He's going to have to address it. I understand that Rebecca Wallace has been lobbying the PM and the backbenchers pretty hard.
She's not been in touch with me. In fact, I've just come from a meeting with some of my colleagues and they never mentioned anything. How the hell she nobbled the PM is beyond me. She's at the G20 summit.
Right. Thanks.
It is becoming clear to Clive that Rebecca Wallace's motives are not what they seem. Now the team must establish her intentions and how they will affect the department and its policies.
Rebecca Wallace wants Hugo to commit to staying in the single market.
Well, at least one MP's already reached that self-evident conclusion.
Kay, there was a bit of confusion over offices earlier.
No, there wasn't. She didn't listen. I gave her clear and concise instructions and she marched into the wrong office.
Odd that. Something doesn't smell right. Rebecca Wallace says that she's been talking to backbenchers and putting pressure on the PM.
Since this morning? She was only appointed at 10 and the Prime Minister's in Hamburg.
She didn't get the wrong office. She wanted an excuse to see you later in the day to apologise and make her pitch. It's all theatrics.
But why?
She wants the policy changed, so she's trying to get us to announce that we've changed it. On top of the fact that some of the cabinet are turning on this issue.
And if we change it, we'll look like idiots if we change it back again.
But we recommended that he change it, didn't we?
But that's the government's decision. That takes time. Wallace is trying to get the change announced before anyone notices and then hoping it will stick.
You've got to hand it to her, she's got balls.
What are you going to do?
What the civil service always does.
She's doing what?
Rebecca Wallace is trying to force you to change the government's position publicly.
Devious witch?
Unfortunately, she's already laying the groundwork.
She accidentally gave an interview to the press on her way out saying that she'd had constructive discussions with us and that we seemed receptive to reconsidering our position.
She's also booked for an interview on Newsnight tomorrow. If you explicitly mention leaving the single market in your statement, she'll paint you as this right-wing Brexit nutjob in the interview while she was being reasonable.
Well, I'm going to announce we're leaving the single market just as I said.
With respect, Minister, I think that would be unwise.
Unwise? But I can't let her win. And I can't change the government's position without approval.
We've prepared a statement that might help solve this particular conundrum.
But this doesn't say anything.
Exactly. You'll be in trouble if you come down strongly either way, so don't say anything. We're considering all the options.
I'm not sure.
Hugo, the Prime Minister is in Hamburg. Do you really want her to come back to questions about what you may or may not have said on your first day? You've had a busy day.
First days are always busy, aren't they?
You've tried to take me, my minister, and my department for quite a ride on yours.
You might think that.
You couldn't possibly comment. Are you in a rush? You've already tried to change government policy and you haven't even unpacked your boxes.
We're all in a rush, Clive. 21 months, or to be more precise, 622 days and 8 hours. That's when we leave. I don't have time to smooth down everybody's feathers.
It would be precipitous at this time for me to state the definitive final objectives of this ongoing negotiation process. We must examine all the many and complex issues involved in leaving the European Union in an integrated and detailed way, formulating appropriate and stringent guidelines relating to an objectively determined course of action. In due course, when unnecessarily exhaustive and extensive deliberations have been completed, we will of course be prepared to set out our considered objectives and requirements. But at this time, this would short-circuit the established lines of communication with our cabinet and civil service colleagues. And I think that much is clear. I'm in the pantry, Nanny. Now I'm in the larder. Oh, you could be my hobby horse. Chalky Becky! Yes! Chalky Becky! Chalky Becky!
Thanks for watching. Please follow us on Twitter and Facebook. For notifications on future content, subscribe to our channel below. If you enjoyed negotiations, please share our videos on social media and with your friends, so more people can see our work.